It's become the new drug of choice for young people, heroin. Last week, Eyewitness News began an exclusive, in-depth look at the problem. Here is investigator Kurt Rivera with more.
Well, no longer a 60s thing, heroin is cheap and extremely addictive. Young users will tell you it is quickly becoming the #1 drug of choice in Kern County.
It's a warm, tingling sensation, and you become numb to any feelings or emotions you have.
William, as we'll call him, is a 24-year-old recovering heroin addict born and raised in Bakersfield. He's currently on his 11th stint in rehab.
How many shots a day at the peak?
10.
10?
Yeah, give or take.
How expensive was your habit?
About $150 a day on just heroin. I fell in love with it.
William, who began drinking and smoking pot when he was just 7, asked to have his identity concealed after his family threatened to cut him off for wanting to come forward to share his story.
It grabbed a hold of me. You know, I didn't, for a long time I wanted to quit and I couldn't.
Like William, 21-year-old Alec DeOilers is also a recovering addict. Having done it all, heroin became his drug of choice 2 years ago.
So the difference between that versus OxyContin, pot, alcohol.
Well, heroin's so much more of a cheaper high when OxyContins, or anything else is really a lot more expensive. So that's why a lot of kids move to heroin, is because of how cheap it is.
The Bakersfield High grad played baseball and football, keeping busy, but says he fell into the wrong crowd once he stopped playing sports his senior year. Instead, he partied, and his heroin habit became insatiable, spending an incredible $200 to $300 a day.
Where did you get that kind of money at 19 years old?
I had worked in the past and had money saved up, and also I lied to a lot of people.
What's the worst thing you did that you regret?
I stole a lot of things from my parents and my family, which I regret every day.
Unlike the outgoing Alec and William, 20-year-old Stephanie Hines describes herself as shy, nice, friendly, with a big heart.
So you wouldn't say you're like the life of the party, hey, everyone?
I would say more like a wallflower.
She grew up in the Ventura County town of Moore Park. Her mother died of cancer when she was 8. She says her father, a facilities manager, never home, playing tennis on the weekends, leaving her at an early age to fend for herself.
I was 13 when I started smoking pot and trying other drugs.
So you tried meth, cocaine, what else?
Heroin, ecstasy, mushrooms, acid, Xanax, whatever I could get my hands on.
And why heroin?
As soon as I tried it, I just knew it was meant for me.
And at just 14, Stephanie was hooked.
I didn't want to feel like myself.
Why?
I didn't like myself. I've always had a very low self-esteem, and I just never felt like I fit in.
Like William and Alec, Stephanie had tried getting off heroin before. But what makes it so difficult, she says, the sickening withdrawals, or what addicts call being dope sick.
So even if I wanted to get clean without help, I couldn't sit there and be sick all by myself, and I didn't have that willpower.
Stephanie has never told her story until now. Even her father and grandmother, who raised her, have no idea she was addicted to heroin. As part of her sobriety, Stephanie wrote this short story entitled Goodbye Heroin, detailing the evils of the addictive drug.
Heroin. It seems like it took me 14 years to find you, as if I had been searching for you all my life. Once we met, it was this love that I had never felt before, something I never knew I always wanted. You took me into a dream, a fantasy, but over time it turned into a nightmare. I want to tell you that I want nothing more of you.
On top of everything else, 20-year-old Stephanie is a mother of a 3-year-old girl and 6-month-old boy. And about 2 weeks after our interview with Alec, he relapsed and overdosed on heroin. He was rushed to the hospital and nearly lost his life. He's back in recovery with the others at the Bakersfield Drug Treatment Program Action Family Counseling. Now here's a preview of what you'll see tomorrow night at 10.
And then you got to knock on a door that Saturday morning. Tell us what happened.
I didn't believe it at first. And then the coroner described a tattoo that he has, so that I knew it. Then I knew that it was him.
A mother's pain at losing her son to heroin. The emotional story tomorrow at 10.